Beer flowed freely. Occasionally, there were big banquets, where there would be heavy drinking and sometimes a row. Edward Yates, writer, dramatist and journalist, recalling Cremorne Gardens in the 1840s in Recollections and Experiences, 1865.
All the components of music hall derived from earlier forms of theatrical entertainment. Music, dance, comedy, variety, mime, clowning, costume, rapport with the audience, the marriage of food and drink and entertainment, and affordable tickets to attract a mass audience. By the end of the Restoration period, all of these were understood, but the full recipe for music hall was not yet in place. Some disparate ingredients were still needed before, in John Betjeman's memorable phrase, it became the poetry and song of the people. Throughout the 18th century, the seeds were germinating in pleasure gardens, saloon theatres and catch and glee clubs, and they would soon blossom in song and supper rooms, taverns and music houses. Pleasure gardens had a long history. The concept had existed since ancient Rome, where gardens acquired by the Emperor Tiberius were open to the public. These were free of charge, but their English successors were commercial operations, offering refreshment in an attractive setting. It's easy to see why they became popular. They were a refreshing contrast to rival amusements such as bear-baiting, dogfights, and public executions. In an age when travel was too expensive for most, they offered relaxation at weekends and the gentle leisure of walking, playing, eating and drinking at modest cost in pleasant surroundings. The most fashionable gardens were magnets for refined patrons seeking a genteel mixture of concerts, masquerades, quality dining and often fireworks to enliven the evening. Vauxhall Gardens, now the network of streets to the north of the Oval Cricket Ground, was perhaps the most famous. Cuppers Gardens, on the site of the present-day National Theatre, Marylebone Gardens between Marylebone High Street and Harley Street, and Ranelagh Gardens, broadly on the site of the Royal Hospital, Chelsea, were also popular venues. Each garden had its own charm and special attractions. Concerts and novelty acts rubbed shoulders with skittles and bowls. Some gardens featured defined walks punctuated by ornate plantations, water fountains, grottos, and follies lured quieter souls, while others offered more raffish customers the wilder delights of gambling. When Vauxhall Gardens opened around 1660, admission was free, but charges were levied for refreshments. It rose to preeminence under the management of Jonathan Tyers, who, having enlarged the gardens to about 16 acres, began to charge an admission fee. Orchestras played nightly, and concerts were held in a rotunda where patrons could dine and dance. The energetic Jonathan Tyers dotted the grounds with architectural attractions and fake Gothic ruins. Vauxhall was widely copied at home and overseas. Wales in Bayswater, Highbury Barn in Clerkenwell, Bagnage Wells in King's Cross, and St Helen Gardens in Rotherhithe all borrowed ideas from Vauxhall. So too did Tivoli Gardens in Copenhagen. Cuppers Gardens, the principal London rival to Vauxhall, specialised in firework displays and boasted an ornamental lake, bowling greens, arbours, and attractive walks. Each night, at the height of its popularity, an orchestra and band played nightly, but it also became a haunt for prostitutes, card sharps, and general villainy, which in due course undermined its appeal to more sober citizens. In 1753, its licence was revoked on the grounds that it was a haunt of vice, and after a brief interlude as a tea garden, Cuppers closed in 1760. The larger gardens built promenade platforms and elaborate music rooms to present the most popular performers of the day. In 1765, the 9-year-old Mozart performed in the rotunda at Ranelagh. This was the birth of saloon theatre, a hybrid of theatre and tavern standing in its own garden.